Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises to the Heavenly Father in the name of His only begotten Son, called Halom Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Yasher Allah, who are the elders and apostles of Great Millstone. Salutations to you sincere Akim out there spreading His truth and righteousness and sincerity throughout the four corners of the globe. Most High willing this video to be edifying. I just want to bring out this article. I saw this article, man. It said the number of people trying to buy guns in New Jersey is skyrocketing. And through the spirit, the first thing I was thinking about was like, yo, these race wars about to pop off, the end of Esau's kingdom, right? And you know what I'm saying? And then you look in the picture, man, mad guns. And I automatically thought like, yo, well, what all the guns is for, man? And that's the spirit. Because what are the guns for? It's for these race war riots, man. These militias gonna start, everybody's gonna start going ham on everybody, man. You know what I'm saying? People that aren't in the know, man, don't know the spiritual aspect of the times that are coming, man. Don't know what's coming next, and that's why the guns are skyrocketing, because people are carnal and they need a sense of security, which is a false sense of security, because it's a spiritual. These things aren't happening out of coincidence, man. Let's bring out this first scripture. 2nd Nedris, chapter 6, verse 7. Then answered I and said, what shall be the parting asunder of the times? Or when shall be the end of the first and the beginning of it that followeth? Alright? When is all this this wickedness gonna end, man, of this society? When is Esau rulership gonna be done and finished with? When are we gonna stop being oppressed, getting gunned down by this goddamn devil? All right, Esau, so-called Caucasians, man. When is all this gonna end? And what followeth after that? It says, verse 8. And he said unto me, from Abraham unto Isaac, and when Jacob and Esau were born of him, Jacob's hand held first the heel of Esau. For Esau is the end of the world. And that's what you're seeing, man. The end of the world unfolding right before your eyes. But not the end of, and that's another thing. You know, John 3:16 talks about, you know, everybody pull out John 3:16. But understanding that right here, it says the end of the world. And Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth. So yeah, it's the end of Esau's world, Esau's kingdom. All right, but Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth, the world of Israel, a world without end, that shall no longer be that will never be confounded for eternity. It's gonna be an everlasting kingdom that go off and endure forever in righteousness, a righteous judge. With the righteous judge, man. Verse 10. The hand of a man is between the heel and the hand. Other question, Esdras asked thou not. Okay? So that's what you're seeing, man. The end of this kingdom. I'm going straight into it. It says, gun background checks have jumped 41% over the past year in New Jersey. And an indication that gun sales are rising again after falling for the last few years. State residents who have firearms permits started the process of purchasing a gun more than 10,000 times in October 2016, up from roughly 7 times in October 2015, according to data from the Federal Bureau of Investigation, the FBI, the Alphabet Boys. All right, so October 16, that was the last month, man. Couple days ago, man. What's going on? What's the difference? You see, they got a little graph, man. You know what I'm saying? Is increased drastically. And understanding what's happening. The people are feared out their minds, going crazy because of this election. You know, Overall, gun checks in New Jersey have increased since 1998 when the FBI began running residents through its national instant criminal background check system. The number of background checks has increased from 39,000 in 2000 to 70,000 in 2015. So they put in these devils to work, man. They putting them to work because they the one who made it to where you need a background check to get a gun and all this extra stuff. Even passing more laws to get a permit and extending the process. So they're giving them more work and more people want guns. And gun checks had previously reached a peak in the mid-2013 when legislators discussed increasing gun regulations. Increasing the gun regulations after the Newton, Connecticut mass shooting. The recent rise came soon after the Paris terrorist attacks in November 2015, which was a false flag, man. And then everybody want to pray for Paris, but guess what? Nobody praying for the so-called Negro, Latino, Native Americans that have been gunned down, slaughtered in the streets, man, for years, hundreds of years. All right, and still, which broke national records for most gun checks in a single day and week. Then President Barack Obama announced his support for extended background checks. So now you want to extend the process. Followed by reports of increased permit applications and gun sales from police departments and firearm dealerships. It's true, certain events can lead to an uptick in gun sales, said Eric Rubin, a spiritual Rubin. a jurisprudence fellow at the Brennan Center for Justice, part of New York University's School of Law. He said the rise in background checks could be related to the amount of rhetoric in the election about what would happen to gun rights if either candidate wins. You see? So people are bugging out about who's going to be president, who's going to be elected, and what's going to happen to gun laws. So they're getting them while it's hot, getting them while they can. All right? Gun rights advocates have been saying it will be a doomsday scenario for gun rights if Clinton is elected, he said. So you got gun advocates. Well, the majority of gun advocates are so-called Edomites, man. They were blessed with they're a cunning hunter. They were blessed with the sword. With the modern day sword is the gun. So understanding that they're not even getting they don't get harassed and made criminals wickedly, unrighteously, man. So a lot of these Edomites all of them are wicked and criminals. But they get a slap in the wrist, you know what I'm saying? Their background's clean. So if they want to get 50 guns, they can get 50 guns, no problem. And they sell them to the neighbors or give them to the neighbors like gifts or free. You know? So understand, it says the gun right advocates have been saying it will be a doomsday scenario for gun rights if Clinton is elected, he said. Alright? Any purchase from a licensed firearm dealer must first be run through the FBI system to check the criminal background of the customer. However, a background check does not always lead to a sale, and private gun sales have no such requirement though they account for up to 40% of actual gun sales. So private gun sales, you don't need a background check. And that's spiritual, because we have to go into something that man, you can see what's happening. You have spiritual eyes, you can see what's happening. It says the data also doesn't reveal who is purchasing guns and how many. Research has shown that 3% of Americans own half of all guns. And that 3%, man, that they have on their record, because you got people that buy guns off the street. So you got, if it's 3% that is recorded, that means there are people buying hella guns. You got one person probably buying 200 guns and giving them to people or selling them to the neighbors and stuff like that, or just hoarding them up in their house. That's what that means. Oh, you're back. You couldn't get a gun, Al? Oh, Harry couldn't get a gun either. But don't worry. Give me your money. I'm gonna buy 1,000 guns, and then I'll give them to you. Stuff like that is happening, man. That's spiritual too, man. Cause with this in the background, you can hear, you know, Biggie, what he said. And then the track is warning. This is a warning, man. This is a warning. You supposed to be watching the times, man. This is what Yahweh Shai is talking about, man. There should be rumors of wars and rumors of wars. Nation shall rise against nation, kingdom against kingdom. Nation against nation, that's race wars, man. This is Amos chapter 3 and 6. Shall a trumpet be blown in the city and the people not be afraid? Shall there be evil in the city and Yahweh have not done it? So the Most High is stirring these things up, but he's showing the spiritual people, man. The spiritual, all right, the men of the Lord, letting them know what times are coming to this place. And then what he said, this is the track is called warning, man. And this is the trumpets being blown. This is a warning. Evil's about to come. Yo, y'all people better wake up and repent. I'm talking about you Israelites, so-called Negroes, Latino, Native Americans. This thing is dead serious. A lot of people wind up dead, man. You know what I'm saying? It's a spirit too, cause Biggie, he was prideful. What he said he won't slip. You ever catch Biggie slip, some shit like that. But he got caught slipping. He got, you know what I'm saying? Got shot all up. This is 2nd Esdras 8 and 50. For many great misery shall be done to them that in the latter time shall dwell in the world, because they have walked in great pride. And he said, it be the ones, he said, why do you want to stick me for my paper? People not gonna be trying to stick you for paper, man. Not in these times. And if they do, they're gonna use it to wipe their ass, because this dollar's gonna collapse. It's not gonna be worth nothing. They be sticking you for that food, for your clothes, for your wives, for your children. That's what they be sticking you for. He says the ones that smoke weed with your, see, that's that wickedness, man. Because a lot of you wicked niggas is gonna get it the worst. Lord said he's gonna start my sanctuary first. Whether you believe you're an Israelite or not, guess what? It's coming to y'all first, man. This is 2nd Esdras 6 and 22. And suddenly shall the sown places appear unsown, and the full storehouses shall suddenly be found empty. People be running down on those with mad guns. You know what I'm saying? Just because people gonna start looting the supermarkets don't mean everybody's gonna get an equal portion. I think people gonna be busting them supermarkets with guns, getting everything, man, emptying it. It said, in a trumpet, a trumpet. What a trumpet do? Warn the people. And a trumpet shall give a sound. All right. And a trumpet shall give a sound, which when every man heareth, they shall be suddenly afraid. And that's what you see, people bugging out, man. All right. So when that trumpet come, guess what? At that time shall friends fight one against another like enemies. Biggie said what? It's the one that smoke blunts with you gonna be smoking the blunt high as hell, and your best friend gonna blow your brains out. At that time shall friends fight one against another like enemies, and the earth shall stand in fear. With those that dwell therein, the springs of the foundations shall stand still, and in 3 hours they shall not run. All right. Gun equality U.S. study charts rise of hardcore super owners. Exclusive new survey, part of the most definitive portrait of gun ownership in decades shows just 3% of American adults own half of the guns in the U.S. Americans own an estimated 265 million guns, more than one gun for every American adult, according to the most definitive portrait of U.S. gun ownership in 2 decades. But the new survey estimates that 133 million of these guns are concentrated in the hands of just 3% of American adults, a group of super owners. Told you, man. You got people that's probably got 1,000 guns in their house, man. It don't even